Right, talking about relegation, lads. Aston Villa, Watford. What's the feeling? Both on the same points.
So who do Villa play?
Who does Villa play?
Watford, weren't it? Don't they play each other? No?
West Ham.
West Ham.
Aston Villa and West Ham.
Aston
Well,
Villa
they're already up, aren't they? They've got nothing to play for, but you've also got Antonio that's keeping this hot run going.
And they're not going to just chuck the game West Ham.
No.
They're going to play. And Villa can be poor.
They can be poor, but they're playing for survival. The club is resting on this game.
But they have been playing for survival for the whole time, but they've just not turned up.
But you have to say, they beat Arsenal. So, I mean, when you are playing for something like surviving in the Premier League,
I mean, you're giving it all, don't you?
Yeah,
you're giving it all.
You don't come off the pitch with normal breath, do you?
I mean,
you should be panting.
Exactly.
Panting your socks off, and if you're not, you've done something wrong.
They've got the advantage, you know.
Over Watford.
They've got the better situation.
They've definitely got a better probability of staying up, I'd say. Going judging on previous.
What's the goal difference between these two?
Goal difference: Watford minus 27.
Right.
Aston Villa minus 26.
Oh.
Both on the same points as well.
Damn,
This really is going to be a final day to keep an eye on.
So what would happen if they both were on equal?
Goal scored, wasn't it? That's the next metric of measurement, right?
And what's that?
I don't know. What's goal scored for Villa and Watford?
Oh, he doesn't say.
Don't go with GF.
He don't know. No, he doesn't say.
Well, either way, I mean, with Watford, I mean,
can Watford get a?
You've got a massive. They have played
Watford
all of their cards now. The whole deck of cards they've played now.
Oh yeah.
They're on their. They're sat their third manager in the same season, just to gamble at getting a bounce back from the players in the last two games. And I mean, it's hundreds of millions of pounds resting on that decision. It's either going to go absolutely amazing, they stay up, or it's going to go tits up and they're back down in the Championship.
It's literally just.
It's
mad.
high risk. It's the
very,
highest
very,
of risk.
No, very high risk. And also, with Arsenal being, back-to-back games that they've really played well as well. So Arsenal on a high, so Watford got to be on their game. Definitely got to be on their game. Higher
risk, the higher reward, though. Fortune favours the brave.
I wouldn't put it past Watford to beat.
All them quotes.
It's true. It's true.
Dean 2020.
It's a 2020. Thing is, it's a massive risk, and you usually get fortune with massive risks like that. So who knows?
If you think about it, though, I wouldn't put it past Watford to beat Arsenal.
Me too.
Mm.
Especially because Arsenal were cemented pretty much where they are.
I mean, they can only finish higher than 8th now.
Yeah.
So they've got no European football to play for now.
Yeah.
They've got nothing to really play for, except for just themselves.
Mm-hmm. And
Watford are just.
There's a caveat to Arsenal, and that's the fact that they've got the FA Cup final in a week's time.
Right.
Now, psychologically for the players, can you really see them giving it 110%, going in all guns blazing on the tackles when you've got a cup final to play for in a week?
No, I think that's why they lost.
Especially when the on the beach movements come in for Arsenal.
As footballers, don't you give it your all every single game?
Well, you should do.
Yeah,
I don't think they do.
I think it's not
too good against Villa though, and I think I think that was because a lot of the players who came in were bad, but a lot of them played were tired.
That's another thing that's affecting all teams. I think all the way from Liverpool to Norwich at the bottom. It's the schedule, and obviously it's not been the ideal situation.
No, of course.
But they've made done with the time they've had.
Yeah.
And this is just the natural effects of playing every 3 days for all teams.
I guess it comes down to, do Arsenal want to just have a big rest for their players? Because they can have a week, well, a bit over a week, if a lot of them don't play, and then they're fresh, or do you want them to get a bit of momentum, get a bit of game time? But they all look shattered.
Yeah.
So I would rest your best ones, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter to them if they win really that much. So I'd say it could actually come down to Arsenal being an easier game than West Ham, possibly, if West Ham are on it. I could see a draw with West Ham.